decision is in, and it's unanimous. The all-new Forum Boxing Sportswear is a winner. The finest in sweatshirts, t-shirts, satin jackets, and caps will make you look and feel like a champion. Don't be counted out. Get your Forum Boxing Sportswear at the Great Western Forum or by calling 310-673-1773 now. Bell brings them out for round number 3. These are light flyweights at 110, 109 pounds. The limit is 108. That's Melchor, Cobb, Castro in the colors of Mexico, the red, the green, and the white. In the red, white, and blue and stripes is Jose De Jesus, fighting out of Puerto Rico, world-class fighter at this division, former WBO champion. 29-2 with 22 knockouts. Magnificent record. 31 years of age. And Castro, who's the #1 contender in this division and the former champion, is a man with a record of 43 wins and 4 losses, 18 knockouts.
Tom, I did the telecast 4 years ago when he lost the championship to Chiquita Gonzalez. And let me tell you, that was at Caesar's Palace, and it was a very close fight. He barely lost that fight to Chiquita. In fact, I thought he was ahead after about 9 to 10 rounds of that fight, but Chiquita came on in the last 2 or 3 rounds and took it from him in a very close decision. That was a tough fight and a tough loss for Melchor Cobb Castro.
These two guys are going after each other, Rich, like they were heavyweights. I mean, they're forehead to forehead. Neither one of them bouncing around, moving around, in and out. They are just toe-to-toe. Neither one giving an inch. They don't have to look for one another. They're just inches apart. Castro trying to stay in front of and successfully doing just that. A nice series of punches by Castro as he had De Jesus against the ropes.
I think inside here, Tom, is where, you see a lot of experience stuff, a lot of savvy stuff, and the wisdom in the ring. Castro fights very well in here. Avoids punches, lands punches, looks for little opportunities to throw his punches in tight. They're studying each other, right? And they're close, jockeying for a little position to try to get leverage on their punches.
Castro caught a right hand from De Jesus a moment ago that registered immediately on his face. A look of grimace and almost a pain. Certainly of, ooh, I don't want that to happen anymore. One of these men is 5'2", that's Castro. The other is 5'4". Looking in on television, it's hard to get a relation as to how tall they are or how big they are, but they are light flyweights. Tough little guys at 108, 110 pounds.
That was excellent work from Castro, body and head.
Crowd appreciating the efforts. Castro, of course, would be an overwhelming favorite here. There's the bell, and De Jesus lands a pretty good shot to kind of put a punctuation mark on round number 3. Been a very interesting fight so far. We'll go to Castro's corner. Nacho Beristain, the man who controls his fighting fortunes as well as that of Chiquita Gonzalez. Here's
really good work by Melchor Cobb Castro late in the round. Went to the body. Look at that combination of the body. Comes right up to the head. And most of those punches landing very cleanly, especially that last overhand right. That was nice work by the former champion.
Here's De Jesus. You've given all 3 opening rounds to Cobb Castro, I see. Winner of the round gets 10 points. The loser a lesser number. I gave De Jesus the second round.
I think you can make a case for him in that second round. Caguitas. There's a town there, Caguas, in Puerto Rico. So it's kind of like calling him, like if you'd have Hollywood Henderson. He's actually named after the town, kind of.
Reaching back a bit. Speaking of birthdays and age, to pull up Hollywood Henderson out of the past. All right, round number 4 scheduled for 10. It's our main event. De Jesus Getting the attention of Raul Cais, the referee, and who agreed with them. It was kind of a low blow, though nothing more than that was indicated, and Castro was told to get him up.
Both of these guys have fought excellent opposition. I mean, at the very highest levels of their weight division.
Yeah, experience factor, I tell you, they've both been in with the best on more than one occasion, and they fought everywhere, at home and away. So unfriendly hometown crowds are no big burden to either of these men. I say that because De Jesus would be, in that regard, an underdog. The fans, seldom are they pulling for a Puerto Rican fighter who is making his debut here at the Forum.
Yeah, he didn't exactly get a terrific reception when he walked into the ring tonight.
And Castro kind of spun him around a little bit and nailed him. Cais didn't say anything about it. Castro's the southpaw, in case you've just looked in. De Jesus in the red, white, and blue. He's a guy that's got 22 knockouts out of 29 wins, remember. You have to give him that puncher's chance if and when.
When last we saw Melchor Cobb Castro here at the Forum, he was winning the Budweiser Forum Flyweight Championship back in January with a really decisive victory over Melchor Martinez, who's going to be fighting for the world title July 29th against Danny Romero.
Well, we could probably spend the next 2 or 3 weeks talking about the body politic in boxing, huh? How does that really qualify him? But hey, you know, it's interesting to watch these two guys, Rich. Look at how De Jesus will be forehead to forehead and then try to slide one way or the other to gain a bit of an advantage, and Castro's all over him, has him up against the ropes.
You know, even with all of De Jesus' experience, the way this fight is beginning to pan out, I think Castro has an opportunity for a knockout in this fight, Tom.
He is really, very tough here.
Yeah, he's landing many clean punches, and he looks to be having a wearing down effect. And remember that De Jesus is 31 years of age.
Yep. A very big round here for Castro, I think. He has scored repeatedly as the round comes to a close.
Ladies and gentlemen, a special Chicago welcome for the Golden Jet, Bobby Hall.
It's a wonderful honor for me to be, first of all, here in the greatest city in the world, and for the 15 years that I played here, to play in front of the greatest sports fans in all the world. My wife Deborah and I are back in Chicago now, and look forward to being part of the Chicago scene. I must congratulate Bill Barry and his group for such a wonderful evening tonight and for such a wonderful and worthwhile cause. I'm always going to be a part of Chicago, and anytime I can help out those less fortunate, I'm here for that cause. Thank you very, very much.
Bulls, Hearts, Sox, Sports Channel, what fans want.
Melchor Cobb Castro really took over in round 4. Look at the clean shots he's getting on his opponent De Jesus here tonight. He landed several clean shots throughout the round. He's been more accurate, Tom, growing in accuracy, I think, and believe it or not, punching the harder of the two.
Yes, he had a very fine round, no question about it. And the bell has brought him out now for round number 5. And he nails De Jesus with the right hand that backs him up. And now he's on top of De Jesus, backing him into the Puerto Rican's corner. It was interesting, the Puerto Rican seemed nonplussed in his corner, though, between rounds. Told his people that he was all right, no problem at all, and did not really look the worse for wear, and has kind of a wry smile on his face even now. But I tell you, Castro is all over him and just won't give him breathing or punching room.
Castro is fighting a very brilliant fight here, Tom, I think, against a very tough and a top-notch opponent. And he's staying on him. He's smothering him. De Jesus can get no punching room, and Cobb Castro doesn't need any punching room. He will lean on you, try to maul you, and then flurry.
has landed 3 pretty good punches over there. A left-right combination and a left hand, and Castro has missed several shots up against the ropes here. But Castro, there's De Jesus landing another nice little combination. Castro forcing his opponent right up against the ropes. And at their size, you know, 5'4" and 5'2", they could shove one another right through the strands between the upper and the next one.
De Jesus, fighting off the ropes, Tom, has found an opening for his uppercut. He's landed the right uppercut about 3 or 4 times to very good advantage.
There's another nice combination by De Jesus. Our camera's any closer while you'll be in there catching a few shots. Don't stand too close to your TV set, man.
Real nice work by De Jesus fighting off the ropes.
Yes.
He landed some real good shots there.
And he backs Castro out into the middle of the ring. Castro again, head down, comes in, and they're back against the ropes again. This is round 5, scheduled for 10. Castro is the #1 contender for the light flyweight title.
Melchor's really winding up with those left hooks.
With 10 seconds to go here, while Castro tries to pick up the pace. De Jesus matching him punch for punch in the corner. There's the bell. I tell you, very good round, and these are 2 very good fighters. And De Jesus is every bit as competitive as Castro. This one is going to be one of those, how do you call it, Rich, when they come down to whose will is going to be imposed on the other guy?
That's right. Might be a war of attrition here tonight. So we take a look at some of the early round action now. Melchor, Cobb, Castro coming forward, and he rocked De Jesus with a left hand and then a very clean right, a brutally thrown shot. He backed De Jesus up into the ropes. De Jesus kind of smiled at that point as if to indicate he really wasn't hurt. Later on in the round, Castro was firing away, but De Jesus did some nice work really off the ropes, which you're not seeing here right now. But if you watch that round, you did see him land a number of punches. In fact, I gave De Jesus that last round, although you would have never known it from the highlights we just showed.
But I did too. I thought once he put that smile on his face and got his back against the ropes across the way, that he pretty well controlled the fight for about 1.5 minutes. I thought he won the round. Scoring at ringside, Lou Moret, Burton Gilliam, and of course Marty Denkin, former California boxing commissioner, secretary of the boxing commission at one time. Raul Caiz is the referee. Neither man has been down. I think this fight has been every bit as good as we anticipated it would be. 2 world-class fighters.
I wonder if De Jesus will wilt coming down the stretch, Tom. Although, you know, he looks pretty strong. I thought he was beginning to wear down in like the 3rd and 4th rounds, but he came back strongly that last round, so maybe I misread him. But he is 31 years of age, and remember, he had a 1.5 year layoff until he fought last November. That's the only fight he's had in the last couple of years. Castro, who it seems has been around forever.
Yes. 43 wins, you know. I mean,
you think he's 40 years old, but he's only 27.
Yeah. One of the few moments when these guys have been further apart than 1.5 feet. Maybe they're trying to catch their second wind or what have you here in round number 6 of a scheduled 10-rounder. Neither man marked. We'll repeat ourselves and I'll tell you that Castro is not a knockout type fighter. He's got 18 knockouts, which doesn't mean that he can't knock you out. It's just that you don't expect it to come with 1 or 2 punches. If he gets you, he's going to wear you down.
This is a very tough round to score here. You're not seeing any head punches, really. Everything's landing to the body. It's who's going to land the more effective body shots. It's a difficult task for the judges in a round like this to pick a winner.
Well, would imagine that De Jesus is thinking a lot, man, what a chance for me to jump right into a title shot by taking the #1 contender out, huh?
Well, yeah, he's unranked right now, Tom, but he could, you know, with his background, obviously consideration would be given to him to rising quickly in the rankings if he could pull off an upset over a guy like Castro.
I think he's having a pretty good round. He's landing at long range. He's backing Castro up. Now there they are, forehead to forehead again. De Jesus is in the striped trousers. Castro in the colors of his native Mexico, green, white, red. Round number 6 coming to a close.